There's something undeniably historic about a U.S. president being welcomed not just once, but twice by British royalty on a formal state visit. And Donald Trump just made that happen. On Wednesday, President Trump arrived at Windsor Castle to meet King Charles III, marking a rare second state visit hosted by a British monarch in modern times. This event alone sets the stage for a visit packed with symbolism and diplomatic significance. But here's where it gets controversial. The optics of such grand ceremonies with Trump often spark intense debate on both sides of the Atlantic. The day began with Trump landing at Windsor Castle aboard Marine One after staying overnight at Winfield House, the U.S. ambassador's residence in central London. Upon arrival, he and First Lady Melania Trump were warmly received in the castle's historic walled garden by Prince William and his wife, Kate Middleton. This warm reception set the tone for what became a series of carefully orchestrated ceremonial moments designed to showcase the enduring alliance between the United States and the United Kingdom. Once greeted by King Charles III, the Trumps were chauffeured in a royal carriage to Windsor Castle itself, where they took part in an elaborate ceremonial welcome. This wasn't just any greeting. The Guard of Honor assembled for Trump's arrival was the largest ever organized for a foreign state visit to the UK, including around 1,300 members of the British Armed Forces and a cavalry of 120 horses. Adding to the spectacle, a joint flypast featuring U.S. and British F-35 fighter jets soared overhead, symbolizing the military cooperation between the two nations. The ceremony underscored the so-called special relationship that the White House frequently references. White House officials emphasized that this visit highlights and renews the deep historical and strategic ties between the U.S. and UK. It also serves as a prelude to commemorations for the forthcoming 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, making it more than just a diplomatic courtesy, but a moment of reflection on shared history. Following the royal ceremonies, the evening will see President and Mrs. Trump attend a formal state banquet with members of the royal family at Windsor Castle, where discussions around diplomacy and cooperation are expected to continue in a more intimate setting. The visit isn't just about pageantry. On Thursday, Trump is slated to meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Chequers, the Prime Minister's official country residence. Their meeting will likely focus on pressing international and economic issues, capped by a joint press conference that will give the world a glimpse of the UK-US partnership in action before Trump returns to the United States. This encounter opens up many questions. What does this second state visit really say about the evolving UK-US alliance? Does the grandeur of ceremony influence public opinion? Or do these occasions serve merely as political theater? And what implications might this visit have on the future political landscape in both countries? These are the discussions that pundits and citizens alike will be debating for some time. In the end, whether one views this visit as a strengthening of long-standing ties or a controversial spectacle depends largely on perspective. But one thing is clear. State visits like this don't just happen overnight. They're carefully planned to weave history, diplomacy, and national pride into one unforgettable moment. What's your take? Do such visits truly cement alliances, or are they more about tradition and image? Share your thoughts below.